That's not good.
That's just my view.
Yeah, it didn't hit the ground. It's not too bad.
Okay.
Worse. Hang on, I got to Thank you.
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
Good.
Good.
Come on, you stupid thing. I hate these things. But my tripod isn't wide enough for you.
You might be in the shot.
Yeah.
Well, we're not going to let you do the turkey Thursday.
I'm not doing the turkey. Scotty is.
You're going to be in mine, too.
Okay. How about, is this good? Can you get come closer?
Just trying to find my focus. It's so hard to see with the sunlight. Okay.
Good morning, everybody. As you know, on last week, there was a fire underneath the New Orleans East High-Rise Bridge. That fire was so intense of tires that it actually caused damage to the high-rise, weakened the structure. We deployed a number of our officers to that area on both sides of the high-rise to make sure we could move traffic away from the high-rise and minimize traffic going across. It was reduced to one lane, but we had resources there with state police, with DOTD, to make sure we could move traffic away from the high-rise to other methods of travel going eastbound away from the city. We're doing the very same thing again today during rush hour, and until the repairs are finalized, we will continue to deploy those resources with the help of state police, with the help of DOTD, to make sure we can minimize the amount of traffic going toward the high-rise in an eastbound direction, to move traffic towards Leon C. Simon and Haynes Boulevard to Chef Highway, to make sure that we can minimize that traffic going across. We can prevent rubbernecking to the extent that we can, but we want to make sure that we can minimize traffic accidents as a result of the enhanced traffic, but we want to make sure we give people alternative routes. Here are the locations we're deploying resources. Chef Highway at Dauman, Chef Highway at Desire, Leon C. Simon at Press, Dauman at Morrison, Dauman at Haynes. And so we're pulling traffic through the intersections with the help of a police officer who is standing there to make sure we can do it safely so that we can create traffic movement in an eastbound direction so that we minimize traffic on the high-rise. We will continue to deploy as many resources as we can to make sure that we minimize accidents, keep traffic flowing. We know it's going to be bad because the high-rise is reduced to one lane. But until such time as those repairs are done, we're going to continue to do that with the help of state police and DOTD. There may be other intersections that we can deploy to enhance that as we go, but when we get there and we find that it's creating other traffic in other areas, we're prepared to use more officers to deploy to more intersections so that all traffic moving eastbound can do so freely without accidents and injuries.
How much manpower is being required for this deployment?
It's taken a number of our motorcycle officers and members from traffic. We are prepared today to pull a few officers from the 3rd District on this side of the high-rise, from the 7th District on the other side, to make sure that we can staff, but we have state police and DOTD so that we can staff those intersections to keep the traffic moving. Even during rush hour, if we have to move it through the red lights, that's why the officers will be there, so that the red lights won't create more of a traffic congestion than is actually necessary. So we're prepared to do that. We don't want to give you an exact number, but we will do whatever is necessary so that it doesn't jam up and create traffic all the way back to the downtown area, and that it moves swiftly and that it moves safely without accidents and injuries.
It's been a traffic nightmare for the last couple of days. We're heading into what's considered to be one of the biggest travel and traffic weeks of the year. Do you think it's going to be one lane heading into Thanksgiving and the day after Thanksgiving?
I hope not, and we're getting updates constantly from DOTD and on repairs. We do not know when the repairs will be done. We hope they will be done swiftly. What we can say is that until such time, we will continue to deploy these resources during the rush hour times, particularly to make sure it flows smoothly, it can move through red lights if we need to move it through red lights, and that it does so without injuries and accidents to citizens and or the police officers. What we want to do is make sure that citizens who are trying to use alternative methods of travel in an eastbound direction can do so safely, and that we can move it through the red lights so that the red lights don't cause more congestion than there already is.
Can you tell me where the resources are going to be again? Sorry.
They're going to be at, for right now, Chef and Dauman, Chef and Desire, Leon C. Simon and Press, Dauman and Morrison, Dauman and Haynes Boulevard.
how big of a deal if this isn't open by Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday? I mean, traffic is already backed up, like you said, almost to the downtown area. You're going to have tens of thousands of motorists trying to get from Texas to Florida and back and forth. Will you have to call in more officers? Is it a potential bigger concern if this bleeds into Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday?
Well, certainly with more traffic, it's a bigger concern. We will use the resources necessary to make sure that we can keep it moving in an eastbound direction as fast as we can, as safe as we can. Hopefully that we can minimize the rubbernecking on the opposite side to the extent that we can, but we will use whatever resources we have and as much of it as we have to make sure we can do it safely. Yes, because there's an enhanced amount of traffic moving for the holiday, that poses a bigger concern, but we're prepared to do so, and let's just hope that the repairs can be finished by then. But should they not be, we will do everything that we can to ensure the citizens have alternative methods of travel and they can have them safely.
Chief, we've seen traffic backing up pretty much all over town because of that artery. I mean, one really comes to realize just how important that is. Have you been surprised at how much that one bridge impacts traffic everywhere? And have you considered any other traffic control measures in other parts?
Well, I served as the commander in the 7th District for 3 years before being the chief. There are three major ways to get to east: the high-rise Chef Highway and Hain Boulevard, over the Seabrook Bridge, the Dangzanger Bridge, and the high-rise. And so right now, I know that that's a major way, but you have to get off of the interstate to get to those other arteries, but there's only one lane on the high-rise. So yes, I'm well aware of, and I've always been aware of how important those arteries are. That's why we're making sure that the citizens have safe alternative routes to get to their destinations traveling east out of New Orleans.
Has this situation created any safety concerns, and if so, what are they?
I think the only safety concern are citizens in a rush. We ask citizens to just have a little patience. The traffic is going to be backed up a little bit. We're trying to get you off of the interstate and keep you on in that one lane in a safe manner and get you to alternative routes in a safe manner. I think citizens trying to rush, not being observant, can cause more harm than good. So we just ask everybody to be patient, be alert, watch for the police officers who will be at the intersections that I gave you, that will be moving traffic through red lights should they have to do that. And I think we'll all be okay until the repairs are actually finished.
Chief, any reaction to the mayor's election, and have you considered reapplying for the position with the new mayor-elect?
I think right now we're certainly happy that the election is over. We'll congratulate Mayor-elect Cantrell, and I look forward to working with her. We will see what the future holds, and right now it is my job to make sure I continue to keep the city safe until the last day of Mayor Landrieu administration. I'm committed to doing that, and right now I'm totally 100% focused on doing the job that I was hired to do right now.
Would you like to be in this job Thanksgiving next year?
I absolutely would love to be in this job Thanksgiving next year.
So you'll be talking to the mayor-elect about that
I will.
possibility.
I will.
And Chief, any update on the South Pier murder this morning and the 7-year-old boy that went missing?
The 7-year-old boy was found a few hours later. He has been located, safe right now. There are no new updates on the murder itself. It's still ongoing, very early in the murder investigation.
No suspects?
No suspects at this time. All right?
Thanks, Chief.
Thank you, guys.
Happy Thanksgiving.
I can always count on you for one of those.
What?